was going to say, don't start talking just yet. Stu hasn't got out of it that easily. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Stewie. I'm a close friend of Stu's. Loyal, caring, sincere, honest, and a great man. That's enough about me. I'm here to carry up the stand-up about Stu. I've known this lad since year 7, so a few tales to tell. I'll come back to some stories shortly. I've never done a speech at a wedding before, so as with most things these days, I resorted to the classic Google search. One site said to tell some stories about the groom, but to consider your audience, as they'll be expecting you to keep a lid on anything X-rated. Another site said do not mention ex-partners of the couple. Anyway, taking both of these into consideration, I've brought this. Watch the cake. Unlike Chris, I do have some knowledge around Stu's previous partners. So, let's get this one out of the way first. Stu's first partner. She was elegant and sexy. She was black and always well dressed. She was never dirty, apparently. Stu, are you blushing yet? They went travelling together. However, and Alex can probably relate to this, he always drove her around the bend. Eventually, he told me that it got too much for him when she only used to return 16 miles per gallon. Yes, I'm talking about the Porsche. Alex, he loves you dearly, don't get me wrong, but there is a special place in Stu's heart where we know he misses that car. For those of us on social media, you can probably remember the picture of it on his Facebook that he put as his Facebook cover photo in 2013. Oh, hang on a minute. It's still the Facebook cover photo. I hope I'm not winding him up too much, as I don't want him to have a tantrum like he did when I went with him to the lakes. Dave will remember this one. Stu wanted to take out his boat. After asking and begging, and Dave saying no for the 3rd time, baby Stu appeared, along with some tears, shortly followed by the tantrum. This wasn't his only tantrum, and the boys can vouch for this one. We were skiing in France. Stu took a tumble down a steep red, hit the deck like a sack of spuds, and he couldn't get his skis back on. For what seemed like an hour later, he finally turned up and we could sense the rage building. We could see the anger and the tears in his eyes. I asked him, "You alright, Stu?" Anyway, his response had that many expletives I couldn't even make out as I got the sentence. Whilst we concluded that Stu was a bad skier, we were stunned to find that he had the voice of an angel. Sorry, must have read that wrong. I meant to say he's a massive Robbie Williams fan, after he sang every word to Angels while stood on a table to a group of older women on our street. I'd like to take this opportunity, Stu, to give you the first little gift from the X-rated box. Here's a Robbie Williams album for you to take home. Sorry, Stu, I'm only 10% of the way through. A little birdie told me that Stu found it really hard that he wasn't in charge of organising our ski trip. Interestingly, when all those groomsmen were sorting out his stag do, it was clear that he wanted to know everything about where we were going, what was going on, and when. He clearly likes to be in control of every situation. I daren't ask Alex if this is the case at home, so instead I've made an assumption. Stu, for your second little gift, here is a whip to take back home with you. Another little secret I know about Stu is that he was considering getting a motorbike. He's into his cars, he loves the thrill of speed. Stu came up with some garbage answer that Alex had to have a horse if he was having a motorbike. Recently, we've been talking about getting our own go-karts, mainly to try and improve his third place position, as Chris said. I could see Stu getting excited about this. In fact, have a look at his face now. But what is Alex going to be satisfied with this time? It seems there's a bit of controlling going on from both sides. So Alex, I've got you a gift. You can whip him back. King James School, a place a few of us know well. Throughout school he was generally a well-behaved lad. Christine and Dave have clearly done a fantastic job in bringing up this fine gentleman. That was before things took a backward step in our business class. We'd finished our work for the year and we were jesting with the teacher that we were just going to pop to the canteen, but that we would come back to class. Of course, we had an alternative plan. We had passed our driving test recently, so jumped into our cars and buggered off home. How cool were we? As we returned to school the next day, we were marched straight into the head of year's office, given a dressing down, and suspended until further notice. How was Stu going to tell this to his mum and dad? Do his mum and dad even know that? This perfect child had turned into an overnight rebel. But let's not dwell too much on this out of character moment. Stu's a geek, really. Especially judging by this Facebook status that he posted. All of us lads thought he'd lost the plot. Here it is, word for word. The time 3 years ago, I was preparing for my first day's work as a graduate. Seems an age ago. And looking back, I'm pretty chuffed with where I am now. 4 cars, 2 jobs, professional chartership, and a house later. Things are looking good. On with the next challenge. If he doesn't post another boasting status tomorrow, I'd be pretty disappointed about it. Well, that's if he's sober enough to post on Facebook tomorrow, which, judging by his stag do, will not be a problem, as I'm not even sure that he drinks. Like Chris said, he's in bed by 11:30, and this was after reportedly throwing up in his mouth on 2 occasions. I didn't know you could throw up after 2 Coors Lights. To make up for this, and I know you've already had 1 shot, and as some of the lads will know, I have a bit of a tradition to celebrate special occasions with a warming shot. This is one from your stag do that you happen to leave behind, and all your guests here want proof that you can drink it right now. Come on, Stu. It's gin. Straight gin. Sorry, Stu. Well, not really. All of it, please. This is to make up for your stag do. Give a round of applause, everyone. It's not only his drink that he struggles with, bless him. I can't remember the last time he ate a full meal. Alex, does he ever finish his tea? Don't be whipping him in here, by the way. I bet you save so much money when eating out. 1 starter is probably enough for Slim Stew. As for your final gift, I've got just the thing. Here is a voucher towards a tapas meal for 2. That way you can have as many small portions as you need. And you can finally put that knife and fork together on an empty plate. I do have to say though, Stu, just how lucky you are. You will leave here today with a wife who is warm, loving and caring. And Alex, how lucky you are as well. You will leave here today having gained a lovely dress and a wonderful bouquet of flowers. We do. I'm sure everyone else here agrees. We wish you both all the best in your new lives together as Mr. and Mrs.
Will you please stand and raise your glass to the happy couple, Alex and Stuart.
Alex and Stuart.